Hello and welcome to the first lesson on pronunciation. So today we're going to look at ed endings. So how to pronounce words that end in ed. Ed endings are pronounced in three different ways, but luckily for once there are some rules that we can follow to help us. So the first rule is for words that end in a d or t sound. Now, one very important thing that you need to understand is that when you see these two lines between a letter or a word, it means that this is actually not a letter, it's a sound. In other words, there is a difference between this and this. This is D, so we spell end, E-N-D, but this is D. This is a sound, not a letter. So we're talking about words that end in D or T. Words that end with a D or T sound have an extra syllable added to the end. And this extra syllable sounds like id. And words like this include decide, wait, want, and need. So here we've got a D, a T, a T, and a DE. And maybe you're thinking, oh, well, that's really strange. Sarah's talking about this, and yet we've got an E here. But it's important again to know that although the spelling ends with E, the actual sound is a D sound. This word is decide, not decidey. So listen to the words. Wait, count. I waited and counted to 10. Want, need. We wanted to pay but needed more money. Decide, wait. I decided to go and I waited for the bus. I'm just going to read them one more time. You might like to listen and repeat. Pay attention to the stress. I waited and counted to 10. We wanted to pay but needed more money. I decided to go and I waited for the bus. Okay, so rule 2 is talking about words that end in an voiced sound. So voiced sounds, what am I talking about? Voiced sounds are sounds that make your throat vibrate. If you say this kind of sound and put your fingers on your throat, you will feel your throat moving. Words that end with a voiced sound include offer, explain, whisper, and reply. I'll say those words again. Offer, explain, whisper, reply. And I'm touching my throat. I can feel it moving every time I say this final sound. So how do we pronounce these words? When words that end with a voiced sound have an ed ending, the ending is pronounced as d. Listen to the words. offer, offered. Whisper, whispered. I offered to pay, but he whispered it was free. This one's hard to hear because those two words join up together. Explain, explained. We explained why we were late. Reply, replied. They've replied and said they can't wait to see us. Listen and repeat. I offered to pay, but he whispered it was free. We explained why we were late. They've replied and said they can't wait to see us. Okay, so final rule then, rule 3, which is for words that end in an unvoiced sound. And unsurprisingly, unvoiced sounds don't make your throat move. So words that end with an unvoiced sound include kiss, promise, ask, and cook. So for all these final sounds, we've got s, s, k, k. Your throat should not move for any of those sounds. No moving in the throat. So pronouncing the ed ending for words that end in unvoiced sounds. This kind of words have a t sound if there's an ed ending. Listen to the words. She kissed me and promised to love me forever. They asked why we were so late. She's never cooked this before. Listen, repeat. She kissed me and promised to love me forever. They asked why we were so late. She's never cooked this before. And again here, you probably notice that this sound doesn't really happen because it gets joined up to the end. Okay, so let's have a very quick summary of the rules. Rule 1, words that end with a d or t sound have an extra syllable which sounds like id, decide, decided, wait, waited, want, wanted, need, needed. Rule 2, words that end with a voiced sound. No extra syllable, the ending sounds like d. Offer, offered. Explain, explained. Whisper, whispered. Reply, replied. And the last rule, words that end with an unvoiced sound. No extra syllable, the ending sounds like t. Kiss, kissed. Promise, promised. Ask, asked. Cook, cook, cooked. And that's it. So, have a practice. See what you can do. Remember that this can change in connected speech, which is when the words kind of join up with the words around them, but it's a really good practice to get yourself familiar with these rules. Thanks for watching.